The 3rd of April, Rabbi Levitt Gemora.
Okay, we're in progress over here. We're trying to understand this Gemara that we've been looking at for the last week. And the Gemara answered, Amalei Hachamayas Kenan, She'ochlu Kishuhu Katan. Meaning to say that this picado that was given over by the Katan to this custodian to watch, Rashi explained us that it's not fitting that it doesn't merit that the custodian is going to have to make a shvua on it, because he never became obligated in regard to making a shvua regarding this picadon, because it was always even at the time that he consumed it, the one that gave it over was still a katan, which is as opposed to the case of Rabbi Yochanan, that we're going to say that the case of Rabbi Yochanan, that he only said his din, that the finder of an object will have to swear against the one that demands it back. The only reason he was obligated to make a shvua over there is because even at the time that he found it, it was owned by a gadol. Since it was owned by a gadol, so his first connection, his first contact with the object, it was already the object of a gadol, even though the gadol didn't give it over to him. But that already required him to have to answer back to what's in regard to the whereabouts of it. And therefore, to make a shvua, therefore to be chayav kefil if he swears falsely. So now the next step the Gemara takes is maybe we'll read this Gemara inside. We'll start from here again. About kishu gadol mai. You want to know where this is? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines from the bottom. First word of the line is kishu katan. And it says about kishu gadol mai. What will be the din according to your answer? If at the time that the custodian ate the item that was entrusted to him, if he was a gadol, so then what would be the din? So, Alan, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah. What page is this?
106b5.
106b5. Okay, that's where I am.
On the second paragraph, Rabbi Abba Bar Mabel were to us.
Okay. So you want me to read?
Yeah.
All right. Rabbi Abba Bar Mama retorts. Avel Shehu. But if the custodian consumed it when the depositor was an adult, what do you contend is the law? Hochi nomei dim shelam, that indeed the custodian swears over it and pays the twofold payment if he is found to have stolen it himself. Hochi arasonor ad shetchei nesinor usavi or shovin echod If so, instead of stating, the law stated in the passage do not apply unless the giving of a deposit and the suing for its return are alike, both occurring during the depositor's adulthood. Lisanei ad sheta hor or chilor usavi or shavin ka'echod. The Brisa should state the law stated in the passage do not apply unless the consumption of the deposit and the suing for its return are alike, both occurring during the depositor's adulthood.
Okay, so Abba Bar Mamel, he's the one that asked the Kasha originally on Rabbi Yochanan from the Brisa that said that the Nesin of a Katan is Eino Klum. So meaning, as long as it was given over at the time that he was a Katan, even if he's a Gadol at the time that he's taking the custodian to Bezdin, it will not be. He doesn't have the ability to force the custodian to make a shua to answer to him. So that's what the Brisa said. But when Rabbi retorted, answered and said, "Oh, but if the Brisa is talking about a case where he was a katan at the time that he ate it, the custodian." Rabbi Mamel says that cannot be. That's basically what his answer is. That cannot be what you're saying, because if that would be so, if the din would be so like you're saying, then number one, that would mean that if in fact the katan was already a gadol at the time that the custodian ate it, so then you're implying that he would have to answer to him in regard to that, even though he was a katan at the time of the giving over. And if so, then the Brisa is the words of the Brisa are inaccurate. Adatani, instead of teaching in the Brisa ad shitiyeh nesina utvia shavin ke'echad, and instead of the Brisa saying the only case where the owner of the pikadon will be able to force the custodian to make a shvua against him is when the nesina, the giving over, is going to be equal to the tfiyah, the time that he's making a claim against him in Bezdin, which means that he's a gadol even at the time of the nesina. But according to what the answer was, no. Lisnei ad shetieh achilu tfiyah shavin ke'echad. According to what your answer that you have answered, Rabbi the Brisa should not have said that. It should have said it's enough that even if he is a katan, but if he's a gadol at the time that the custodian eats the item, so that's good enough to give him the ability to make a demand against the custodian in the Bezdin, and that the custodian will have to swear against him, and therefore if he swears falsely, he will have to pay kafel. And the Brisa doesn't say that. Okay. So now at this point we're holding with a kasha that needs to be answered on the in other words, Rabbi Yochanan is right now needs the answer to defend why it is that the Ton Tanaskalav by a Veda will pay kafel. Okay, so the answer. So now the Gemara answers. Do we have a Rashi over here that we should read? Yeah, we have. Let's do Hachanami the Mishalim. I think we understand the Sha'achlu. But let's do the Hachanami the Mishalim.
Hachinami was sure also pays bottom next to bottom line.
Yeah.
The Mishahagidil Hakatan. And when the katan grows up, becomes an adult, the Naaseh bar Tana, and he's now made into someone who has, is making a claim of it. Nichayev, we will make him chayev, levo imo, to come with him, ledin, to be judged about it. Va'af al gav, even though the natina, that in when he was, even when he gave it, lo haya, he wasn't an adult at that time.
Right, very good. Now, what Rashi, just to point out over here, what Phil read over here, the Misha Higdil cotton, from when the cotton became a gadol, and then Rashi says Nasa bar Taina. He became a bar Taina, means to say, just like we say a bar mitzvah. What's a bar mitzvah? He's somebody who has ability now to do mitzvahs. He's a bar mitzvah. He's somebody that he's commanded to do mitzvahs, and he's performing mitzvahs. Also, here we're saying the same idea with the bar. Bar taina means he now has the ability to make a taina. Because he's a gadol, he can now go into Beis Din, make a taina. And what does it mean that he can make a taina? That means that the custodian is going to answer him. And that means that if he makes a shvu and to avoid liability, he'll have to make a shvua against the taina of the gadol. And if the shvua is false, so then of course we're saying he's going to have to pay kefil. So that's what it means, the bar taina over here. And so therefore, that's what Rashi says over here in this Chayav Zeh Lebo Imo L'Din. Bar Taina means he can force the guy to come to din with him to answer, where's the thing that I gave you? V'afugav d'nesina lo havi. And this, Rashi points out, is the answer is even though he was a katan at the time of the nesina, and the Brisa says that the nesina of a katan is eino klum. It's not doesn't have that ability to force the guy to come to Beis Din and answer him. And furthermore, the Gemara said that the language of the Brisa is not accurate according to this answer that's been given. The Brisa should have said, instead of saying he won't have a case, the owner of the item who gave it over, until his status at the time of the nesina is the same as his status at the time of the tviyah, meaning that he's a gadol. Instead of that, we didn't need to say that according to your answer. All we needed to say is that he was a gadol at the time that the custodian ate the item that was given over to him, even if he would be a katan at the time of the nesina. So in that, the Gemara is going to give an answer right here. Let's see the answer right away. Amarle. Lou, are you there? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So, Alan, will you continue, please, in the reading of the Gemara? Amarle, Tani.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the end of the fifth line from the bottom of the page.
Rabbi Chia Bar Abba replies.
Yes.
Okay. Omalei, he said to Rabbi Abba Bar Mamal, Tanoa Ad Sheta He Achilor Osa Vior Shovin Echord. Indeed, I amend the Barisa and teach it as saying, the law stated in the passage do not apply unless the consumption of the deposit and the suing for its return are alike, both occurring during the deposit's adulthood.
Right. Okay. So that's the first. That's the first answer that we have over here. That Reb Chia says, fine. So change the language of the brisa. Instead of the brisa saying until the Nesina, he's the same status as the time of the Tfiyah that he's making the claim in Bezdin. Say that he's the same status at the time of the Achila. As he's got to be a godel at that point. But he doesn't have to be a katan. He doesn't have to be a godel at the time of the Nesina. Just change the language of the brisa. What I'm saying is I don't know how that's going to totally answer the problem, because the brisa seems to me to indicate that if the Nesina was from a katan, so the Nesina of a katan is Eno Klum. That's what the brisa said. If the giving over originally was at the time of he was a katan at that time, so Eno Klum. So he's got no case. It would seem like you have to change that part of the brisa too. But he's not saying that you have to change that part of the brisa. So, okay. Okay, now let's read the Rav Ashi. Now we got to figure out what is the deal with Rav Ashi. What is Rav Ashi doing over here? Who is he defending? Who is he? Is he answering? Is he asking a kasha? What's he doing? Rav Ashi Omar. And we go to Lou to read, please.
Rav Ashi said, Lo Demei, the case of a deposit given by a minor is not analogous to that of a lost article that a finder took in. Aveda ka asya mi koach ben das. A lost article comes to the finder's possession on the strength of one who is mentally competent. Vaha lo asya mikoach ben das. But this one, the deposit given by a minor who later reached adulthood, does not come into the custodian's possession on the strength of one who is mentally competent.
Okay, so it seems to me that what Rav Ashi is doing is he is providing an alternative answer to the kasha of Rav Abba bar Mamel. And he's not giving the he's not I don't think he's I think when Reb Chia said before that the Bryce is talking about a case where the custodian ate the item while the one that gave it over was still a cotton, he's not going with that answer at all, Rav Ashi. I think that he would say that in that case, that whether it was eaten by the custodian at the time that the one that gave it over was a cotton, or even if he was a godo, it would still be the same thing. In other words, is that it doesn't make a difference with this with the eating of the item. He's not taking that route. He's going and he's saying that he's explaining that the case of the Aveda, is a case. In other words, the case of the Aveda is Aveda Ka'asya. The Aveda came into the hands of the finder, Mikoach ben Das. It comes into his hands based upon somebody from somebody who was a ben Das, and the fact that the owner of it did not deposit it by him doesn't mean that the finder will not have to answer to him. The reason why he's got to answer to him, and the reason why that the owner could take him to Beis Din is because he is a bar taina, and he's a bar taina at the time of the finder finding the object. Whereas in the case of the Brisa, the Brisa is talking about a situation where the Pikadon was even though it was given over to him, but it was given over to him only by somebody who was a child. And we said yesterday that a child is somebody who's not a bardas, not a bardas, and so therefore he doesn't. So it originally came into his hands by somebody who's not a bardas, and therefore even if the Pikadon is still in existence at the time, and the cotton becomes a bar mitzvah, nevertheless, that's the din of the Torah, that it says in the pasuk ki yitain ish, that only when a man gives over the item is an item that the custodian is going to have to answer to, and he can be taken to Beis Din on behalf of a person who is a bardas, who is an adult. It goes according to the giving over, and so it doesn't matter about the eating at all, and it doesn't matter about the giving. The question of the giving is not comparable. Rav Ashi is answering the question that Rabbi Barmamo asked. According to Rabbi Yochanan, let the case of the giving over the cotton at least be as good and comparable to the case of the Aveda. And Rav Ashi is saying no, it's not comparable. It's not comparable. Don't say that it's just as good as the case of the Aveda. Because the giving over is not the issue. The point is that at the time that each one of these two people, whether he's a custodian, whether he's a finder, at the point where he comes into contact with the item, is the item owned by someone who he has to answer to or not? That's the whole answer that Rav Ashi is giving over here. Okay. So I think that clarifies this sugi over here. Any questions? Right. This is what I told you right now is based upon the Tosus, the last Tosus on the page that you didn't read. Tosus is working out the heshbon of Rav Ashi's answer. That's where these the two answers that the Gemara gave are different. Okay. Oh, here we have Robert Lefkowitz coming in. A round of applause. Robert, I hope I didn't see you just now. I saw you. I hope you hadn't been waiting too long. We've been involved with this Gemara over here. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Robert.
How are you doing? How's your Pesach preparations going? Ah, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Chasdei Hashem. Okay. And Chasdei Hashem that we're going to be going weiter to the next section over here. We got another Gemara over here and starting over here. The Amar Reb Chia bar Abba Amar Reb Yochanan. Now we're going to talk about Ton Tanis Ganav B'Pikadon. What did Reb Yochanan have to say about that din? And we go to, who wants to start the reading over here? We got 6 minutes left. Okay. How do you want to start? Alan, are you there? We can't tell. Okay, Lou, maybe you want to start?
Okay, but I'm not sure where we are. I see,
106.
I
You
see,
just finished Bendas. The
I
Gemara cites
see Amar Rab Chia bar Yosef, but I think you said bar Abba.
it is Rechabi Chia Baraba. On the article, it's 106b5. On the
Is
right
it-
side, where it starts. You know, and in the Gemara,
Amar Rab Chia bar Abba, Amar Rebbe Yochanan. Rab Chia bar Abba said in the name of Rebbe Yochanan, Hatoin Tanas Ganaf Be Pikadon. One who is an unpaid custodian and claims a claim of theft by a thief with respect to a deposit that had been entrusted to him for safekeeping. Eino chayav ad she yichor b'miktzah v'yodeh b'miktzah. He's not liable for the twofold payment unless he denies part of the depositor's claim and admits part of it. My timer, what is the reason? Da'amar kra ki hu zeh. And it says in the pasuk, ki hu zeh, this is it. Should I keep reading?
Yeah, we have a Rashi over here. Let's read the last Rashi on the page.
Rashi at the end. This is it. You know, this is the amount I'm giving you is what I owe you, and the other amount I don't really owe you. Are you going to hold the mixer? He's admitted part of it. Parshat Toein Tanat Negev Kativ. And it's written in the parsha of someone who's making a claim of being a thief. That's where it's written about that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I couldn't get the phone.
Yeah, the way that the I have a note over here from the Malbim. This language of kihuzeh is a bit of an unusual language to interpret, but what he's saying is that he's saying back to the owner of the pikadon. He's saying kihuzeh, that this that you deposited by me, only this zed, only this is what you deposited by me, and we understand from what he's saying is that he's denying that the guy deposited by him any more than zed, and the guy must have demanded that he deposited by him more than that. So that's what we see. The Malbim is explained. That's what we see from the language of the kihuzeh, that what's going on over here is that he's denying in parts and he's admitting in parts. And so the din over here of Rabbi Yochanan is that the shvua that he's chayav to make over here, which will, if it's proven false, he'll have to pay kefil for, is only in the event that he's making a partial admission and a partial denial of the claim of the claimant. And let's go further in the Gemara. Upliga. Louis, want to continue?
Upliga derav Chia bar Yosef. And the view of Rav Chia bar Yosef is in dispute with that of Rabbi Yochanan. Amar Rabbi Chia bar Yosef, for Rabbi Chia bar Yosef said, hooray, page 107.
Yay! Wow, that was some page.
Yeah.
What a
Eruv Parshios Kasuv Khan. A mixture of scriptural passages is written here. Ti Kasiv Ti Huzeh. For it is written, this is it, which refers to a partial admission, is written amilva hu dichsiv. It's written in respect to a loan, or a milva, not with respect to a deposit. One who is sued for payment of a loan is liable to an oath only if he admits partial liability. But one who is sued for return of a deposit is liable for an oath even if he issues a complete denial. Umay shna milva. And what is different about a loan? It is in accordance with the explanation of Rabbah. Damar Rabbah, that Rabbah said, Mipnei ma amra Torah modeh b'miktsas hatana yishava. For what reason did the Torah say that one who admits part of a claim must swear that his denial of the other part is true? Chazaka ein adam meiz hanav mipnei bal kovo. It is because there is a presumption that a person is not brazen enough to deny his obligation in the face of his creditor. Hence, one who denies a claim entirely is believed without an oath, since he actually owed the claimant money he could not have been so brazen as to deny it outright. I'm sorry, if he actually owed the client money, he wouldn't be so brazen as to deny it outright. V'hai b'chule bo'e de nichare. But this one who denies only part of the claim possibly would wish to deny it entirely. V'hai delo kafre. And the reason that he did not deny it entirely, mishum de'ein adam may ease panav, is only because a person cannot bring himself to be so brazen. V'chule bo'e de lode lay. And actually, he would want to admit the claim in its entirety to the creditor. V'hai de kaper lay b'miktsas. And the reason that he denies part of it to him, savar I modina lay dechule tave li bechule. That is that he thinks if I admit to him regarding the entirety, he will demand of me immediate payment of the entire amount. At esh tamesh li misa hashta. Hence, I will evade part of the claim, at least for now. Ad avu li zuze ufarana. Until I have money, and then I will pay him. Hilkach Rama Brachamana Shavua Ilave. The merciful one therefore imposed an oath upon him. He hachi delo de lay duchule. So that he should admit the claim in its entirety to the creditor. Thus, the basis of distinguishing between one who issues a complete denial and one who admits partial liability is that the former must be telling the truth, since he could otherwise not be so brazen, whereas the latter may well be lying.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yashikoyach to everybody. We're showing up today, Erev the Erev Pesach.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Erev. Everybody, hatzlacha in all of your preparations for Pesach and cleaning.
Thank you, Rabbi. Same to
May
you.
every crumb of chametz be removed from your house.
Amen.
Ezra Hashem. We have no
Amen.
chametz.
Amen.
Okay, everybody. All the best.
All too.
Lou, you'll call me, right?
Yeah,
Bye,
yeah.
Phil.
Wait for me to call, please.
Hi, Robert. Wait.